I still remain Hon Bello Hassan Shinkafi. Sir, note that Zamfara State, which used to be one of the most peaceful parts of the country, has suddenly turned into a killing and kidnapping field where many lives and property have been lost every day to armed bandits and other criminal elements. Mr. Speaker, that just last Friday, Mr. Speaker, about 49 persons were killed, over 100 people were injured and hospitalized. Food reserves destroyed, 240 cows, cattle rustlers, while the entire settlement displaced in an attack that occurred at Tungar Kolo and Tungar Makama in Shinkafi local government area, which is just a tip of the iceberg of what is happening in other parts of the states and how horrible the situation has become. Mr. Speaker, we are aware that this terrible state of things has destroyed the means of livelihood of Zamfara inhabitants, scared away credible businessmen and potential investors, and halted the hitherto agricultural activities as people no longer go to farms to grow food, resulting to acute hunger, poverty, and malnutrition speedily creeping in. Mr. Speaker, aside the negative economic consequences of depriving the state the capacity to making its due contribution to the nation's GDP and worsening food shortages across the country, insecurity, if left unchecked, could gradually find its way into neighboring states. Our concerns are that the situation has persisted, growing from bad to worse for almost 5 years. Now, in spite of routine efforts, security agencies to quell the menace, therefore requiring change of strategy for the better. That the primary responsibility of government anywhere in the world is to safeguard lives and property. That the people of Zamfara State no longer have constitutionally guaranteed freedom to move around safely in a place they call their home, to the extent that major roads that traverse Zamfara into neighboring states, like the road connecting to Zurmi local government area to Katsina State, and that linking Shinkafi local government area to Sokoto State, among others, are now bandits dead. And of course, impassable from 4 p.m. daily, almost every day, Mr. Speaker. That the security agency need to redouble their efforts and determination to effectively tackle the growing insecurity, otherwise going by the rate of the banditry, killings, and devastation that usually follow, the entire state may soon be consumed. Our worries are that no day passes by without incident of armed banditry, cattle rustling, kidnapping, killing, and even sacking of whole villages occurring in Zamfara State, thereby generating incredible mass of internally displaced people living in sorrow, tears, and fears. Mr. Speaker, we now resolve, that is our prayer, Mr. Speaker. We now pray that the House of Representatives summons the Inspector General of Police, the Director General of the Department of State Security Services, DSS, and all the service chiefs to brief it on what they know are the root cause and possible solution of the insecurity in Zamfara State. 2, that the House mandate the Nigerian Army, the Nigerian Police, Department of State Security, DSS, Nigerian Security and Civil Defense Corps, to increase the presence of their men, elevate of professional strategies and surveillance in all the affected areas. Number 3, that the House mandate the National Emergency Management Agency, NEMA, to urgently provide relief materials to victims of these attacks, and as a matter of responsibility, set up internally displaced peoples, that is IDP camps, in the affected area to ameliorate the suffering of victims of these attacks pending the return of normality. That is normalcy. Mr. Speaker, if you could remember, in the whole Zamfara state, we don't have one single IDP camp. And most of the people, they are now in most of our primary schools or secondary schools. They occupy the primary school and secondary school in some of our states. In our area, sir. And if you could go by it, most of our even secondary students or primary students, they are not even taking their educational listing there. You can't even find them in the schools. And that is why we have most of them, they are dropout or whatsoever, Mr. Speaker. That the House update, and number 4, that the House set up an ad hoc committee to conduct independent investigation.
Honorable, are you still reading your motion or are you debating? You are reading your motion, correct? Because you just got to your prayers now. Are you still reading your motion? Or are you are still reading the motion? Or is that the debate? That's the prayer. Okay, so finish your prayer so that we can get somebody to second your motion and then you can lead the debate.
That the House set up an ad hoc committee to conduct independent investigation
colleagues, silence, please,
in Zamfara State and come up with a workable solution, ensure full compliance to House directives, and report back to it within 4 weeks, if possible, Mr. President, Mr. Speaker. I so move.
Motion as amendment, please say aye. Those against, please say nay. The ayes have it.